You know, what if I told you that with just two really simple tools, you could unlock the secrets to creating this perfect, beautiful geometric art? Well, today we're going to turn some basic instruments into an amazing source of creative play.
Okay, let's just dive right in. We're actually going to start with a mystery, a geometric puzzle that, at first glance, looks incredibly complex. But you'll see it's built on the absolute simplest of principles. Just take a look at this. This construction is called the square with curves. I mean, look at that perfect symmetry, how every single arc just mirrors the others. It's the kind of design you feel like you could repeat forever and ever. So that's the big question, right? How? How on earth do you create something so precise? I mean, trying to draw this freehand would be, well, pretty much impossible. It looks like something you'd need a fancy computer program to generate, doesn't it?
Well, that's the magic of it. You don't need a computer at all. To make that incredible, intricate design, all you need are these two simple things, a compass and a ruler. Seriously, that's it. So let's break down exactly how they work their magic.
So we'll start with the compass. Now, it might seem like it only does one thing, draw circles, but the idea behind it is actually way more fundamental and a lot more powerful.
The key to everything a compass can do comes down to this one simple concept, the radius. It's just that fixed, unchanging distance between the center point and the pencil tip. So really, a compass is just a tool for keeping a perfectly consistent distance.
And here's the thing you gotta remember. A circle isn't just a line you draw. It's actually the collection of all possible points that are the exact same distance from that one center. So you mark a center, you set your compass to a fixed radius, and then you just trace every single point at that precise distance. And what do you get? A perfect circle, every time.
But this is where things get really creative. See, we don't always need the entire circle. Sometimes just a piece of it, what we call an arc, is even more powerful.
Right, so this is where we need to shift our thinking a little bit. The real power of the compass isn't just in making full circles, it's in creating these super precise, repeatable curves. And these arcs, they become the basic building blocks for way more complex art.
And this just shows you what I'm talking about. Our source material shows how, just by using a compass to make some clever arcs, you can build these surprisingly expressive figures. A person, a flowing wave, even a pair of eyes. It's wild. The same mechanical tool that gives us perfect circles can also be an artist's brush.
Okay, let's bring in our second tool and see how this all builds. We've mastered the curve, now it's time for the straight line. This is where the ruler comes in, and it unlocks this whole world of straight edges and, most importantly, really precise angles.
A ruler helps us to find shapes with some very strict rules. So let's take a square and a rectangle. They both share one big rule. All their angles are exactly 90 degrees. But here's the defining difference. It's all in the sides. For a square, all sides have to be equal. For a rectangle, only the opposite sides have to match. They're simple rules, yeah? But they create totally different shapes.
All right, time for a quick little test. Look at these shapes on the screen. See how they're all rotated and kind of tilted at different angles? So here's the question. Are they still squares?
Yes, they absolutely are. And this is such a core idea in geometry. The fundamental properties of a shape, its rules, they don't change just because you turn it on its side or look at it from a different angle. A square is always a square.
Okay, so we've explored our tools, we get the rules of the curve, and we understand the logic of the line. I think it's time to go back to our original puzzle and finally crack the code.
Remember that beautiful square with curves pattern we started with? Well, now we have the compass for the arcs, we have the ruler for the square, and most importantly, we understand the rules that make them work. We are so ready to build this thing.
Let's walk through it together. First, you use your ruler to draw a perfect square, let's say with 8-centimeter sides. Easy enough. Now for step 2, place the sharp point of your compass right on the top left corner. Got it? Next, step 3, you set the radius to the full side length. That's 8 centimeters. And now for the cool part, step 4. Draw one smooth arc all the way from the top right corner down to the bottom left. And for the final step, you just repeat that exact same move from the other 3 corners. And there it is, our mystery pattern totally revealed.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Geometry isn't just about some abstract ideas in a textbook, it's about understanding a few simple rules and knowing how to use your tools. Once you have those two things, you can pretty much construct anything you can imagine.
So our puzzle is solved, but this is really just the beginning, right? Now that you understand the logic of the line and the art of the arc, the only question left is, what will you create?